Welcome. Time for the Divine Medium with Christina Watts. Live from thedivinemedium.com. Connect direct. In North America, dial 888-454-2751. In London, 20-3519-2158. In Sydney, dial 02-8488-3147. Or online, contact us through our Facebook page. Facebook.com/Psychic Radio. Websites, AskOneRadio.com or Move. You look like live from NBC, the top of the Empire State Building studio. All right, get ready. You are live now.
Hi, welcome to the Divine Medium Presents Spirit Talk live on iHeart Radio, A1R, and Moonstruck TV. Today we're going to go over a lot of things, mainly crystals. A lot of people had a lot of crystal questions for me, and we're going to kind of review all that today. But first off, for those of you who are new to the radio show and to the Facebook, the Divine Medium is live on Facebook right now. For those of you who are live with us on Facebook and Instagram, I am Christina Watts. I'm known as the Divine Medium, and why people follow me and why they ask me so many questions is because I passed away in 2009. I arrived on Earth in 2009. I am what's called a walk-in. I have had many past lives here, but I came with a message, and there's a lot of walk-ins that you guys are probably starting to notice around you that you didn't notice before. Maybe they had a tragic event, maybe they had a surgery, maybe they had something happen to them, and all of a sudden they're suddenly really, really different and you don't recognize the person before you anymore. That is what's called a walk-in. And what you'll notice with them is a lot of them have a lot of answers that they didn't have before, and you're noticing that they're very more insightful, they're very knowledgeable in what they know, and that is what's called a walk-in. The soul that had left before agreed that the walk-in would come and take over and do a specific mission. Instead of wasting the vessel, they came in through the vessel, not through birth, but through mid-sentence of a life, okay? That is who I am, and that's why so many ask me questions. So let's kind of review crystals this week. You can find us on www.thedivinemedium.com, and it's D-I-V-I, not D-E-V. Okay, a lot of people get that mixed up. First thing I want to kind of tell you guys is we're getting into the cold season. We're getting into the snow season. A lot of people are, just feeling the whole hum-bum depression of the snow and the sleet and the cold air. So I came up with a really cool idea for you guys. A lot of people don't know that they can drink crystal water. Okay, so what you do is you take your water and you slide in a crystal. Make sure you cleanse it and clean it before putting it in. The cleansing means wash it with soap and water so there's no bacteria. So then you just kind of slip the crystal into the water, as I'm demonstrating live on Facebook right now for the radio viewers or the radio listeners, and you put a clear citrine in, and you can even probably pop in a clear quartz. And that clear quartz kind of amplifies what the citrine is doing. And citrine is a happy stone. It kind of pops you out of feeling hum-bum. If you are feeling depressed, I would put a smoky quartz in with a clear quartz and a citrine. It's kind of a cool vitamin mixture. And you let that sit overnight, and as soon as you wake up in the morning, it's at room temperature, and you drink the water. Don't drink the crystal. I've had to tell many people that before. So we're going to let this sit. And here's a little test for you guys. If you get 2 glasses of water and you put, let's say, an amethyst in one, okay, and then on the other one you just say a simple prayer over it. Oh, this water is going to make me feel better. I need healing. I need love, and the intent for this water is going to be love and healing. So you have 2 different waters, and what I want you guys to do is test this out for yourself. You're going to notice that the water tastes way different. There's a distinct taste difference in the waters, and this is a great kind of cool experiment to do at your house. Try one with a crystal and one with a word intent meditation prayer. Okay, let's move on to the questions. I would like to know if wearing the jewelry alone will help with daily struggles such as depression, weight, management, anxiety, or do you need a big guns, big crystal? Okay, Tammy is definitely talking about jewelry crystals, crystals that are turned into jewelry, which I actually have an opal piece on my necklace right now. I wear it every day. But yes, when it comes to crystals, if you want a big vibration to hit you and you really need a lot of healing, yes, bigger is better. But putting it on yourself and wearing it every day also helps as well. It's not going to be the big shabam that you get with like a huge crystal or a bigger crystal like this selenite I'm showing on the live. But like as opposed to this little selenite, this one's going to push out a lot more. The bigger crystal is going to push out a lot more. Yes, shungite water is great to drink every day. It gets rid of toxins. Just make sure that you're getting a pure shungite. There are shungites out there that will rub off on your finger, and that is not a good shungite. That is a fake one. So Tammy, yeah, to answer your question, wearing them is great. Just make sure you're wearing it every day. As opposed to obsidian, you don't want to be wearing obsidian every day. It will actually throw you into a deeper depression. You don't want to go doing that. Okay, next, Stephanie, go. What was the crystal you kept in your bra? Okay, there's a crystal. I'm not going to take it out on the live, but it looks like this. It's a very sparkly, blingy orange, and there's also a navy blue that's kind of blingy as well. And this is what I keep in my bra, and the reason I do that is because it is great for anxiety or panic attacks. And what I find myself doing, and I have to keep a bag of it in my car, is I tend to hand it out a lot and then I'm left with none of it. So I keep mine and I keep extra on me because if I see somebody having a panic attack, I immediately want to put a gold stone in their hand to help them get through it. Okay. I have, this is a great question. I have a blue apatite. Row Low says, I wore it in my bra, completely forgot it was there, went to have shower and dropped it and broke into a bunch of pieces. And Kelly Cullen said she did the same. And I'm getting questioned, is it okay to glue it together? Now, this is my favorite crystal buddy that I have in my house. And yes, he had broke. The tip had broke off. And as you can see right here, you can see kind of a line on the live Facebook live feed. Yes, I glued it back together. Now, just remember, guys, crystals don't come out of the earth looking like a pyramid or a wand. They are actually created and smoothed out and you know, toiled in this way. So putting it glue to it, it's not going to mess the frequency or the vibration up. A lot of people, you know, that do these things, they mess with the molecular structure only because it's being smoothed out and all this stuff. And that's okay. It's not going to mess with the vibration that it's actually pushing out towards you. Okay, that's not gonna mess with that. So you're okay with kind of using a glue. Just don't use too much of it. We only used a couple dabs to kind of stick it together and it was fine. Even a hot glue gun we've used before and it's been okay. The vibration still is the same for me. Okay, next question. Okay. Okay, let me go past these. I've heard mention of grids. What exactly are the benefits of them? Can you just set crystals in different locations or is a grid more valuable? I do both. I have, obviously, you can see behind me on the live feed, there's crystals, there's spheres, there's crystals everywhere. I have a big one there, another lamp piece there. But I also have grids all over the house. And what a grid is different from just placing a crystal. If you just say, for example, have this, this amethyst piece back here, that is setting out an intention of healing, sleep deprivation, it helps with that. If you're having insomnia, it does multiple things. Whereas a grid, a crystal grid, actually sets out one intention. So let's say you set up a crystal grid for money. you're going to set that intention. You're going to set the crystals up for that specific intention. And we do what's called a money grid. And you can find it on crystalcovespa.com. It's very, very popular. You get the whole kit and caboodle, the centerpiece, all the crystals and the grid together. And I hear a lot of feedback. Actually, there is one feedback that I'm very, very proud of and astonished. It is amazing. I mean, we get our feedbacks from it, but this was like out of the water. This lady had won, I think she said like $40,000 and it was enough to pay off all her debt. She was stunned. She said she had gotten the grid and 2 days later had won this lottery. It was crazy. So I really do believe the crystal grids do set an intention specifically for you. And that's the difference by just placing crystals all over the house, which I do as well. A lot of people have been asking about cancer and, what crystals would be great for cancer, or is there other forms of healing with cancer? I know that CBD oil is a huge movement right now with helping with cancer. I do know that there is a cure, and I do know that the government is holding that back, because if they hold it back, that means more money in their pocket, and it's a cycle that we need to get out of. And I think that this is why God and the guides have guided so many people to CBD oil and crystals to help. There is cancer, there's a cancer pouch that we create at the shop where you get like 6 to 7 crystals to help you with your cancer, any kind of cancer. And it varies, the crystal pouch varies basically because it depends on what cancer you have and what crystals we would need to hone in on for that cancer. And a lot of those crystals you can drink every day as a vitamin, okay? Now, there is on my website a toxic crystal list. These are crystals you don't want to put in your water, like amazonite, aquamarine, azurite, black tourmaline, angelite, chrysocolla, fluorite, lepidolite, moonstone, morganite, pyrite, selenite, serpentine. There's a ton. You want to make sure you check that list before you go placing these crystals in water and drinking it. It's not a good idea to just wing it, okay? You want to make sure you do your research. Okay, Noelle Sierra, I would like to know why I am so drawn to purple colored stones. If you're drawn to a specific stone, like 1 month and then another month it changes to a different color stone, purple usually has to do with healing. So there might be some kind of emotional, mental, even physical vibration that your purple color is trying to hone in on, and mainly amethyst is purple and it helps with healing, or maybe you're having troubles with migraines or sleeping. This is a great stone. This stone can actually go in water, and I just had one of my teammates actually drink from the healing water we have at the shop, which has amethyst and rose quartz and clear quartz in it, and she said she had diarrhea all night last night, and I said, yeah, it's getting rid of toxins. This kind of water that you drink will get rid of whatever you are dealing with. She has a lot of back problems, maybe even some stomach problems, and they're trying to kind of just pull all of that toxin out of her body, and clear quartz amplifies the rose quartz and the amethyst, and these are great stones to kind of just cleanse out your system. Okay, Johanna Carrion had a great question for me. She says, would love, and this was not only her, we got a lot of questions on this, would love for you to talk about the past week and how many were having ringing in their ears. I would like to understand that more, because this past week, every day, I was getting constant ringing. Okay, there is an energy shift. If you've ever stood in space, you'd hear a low humming noise. Our realm, Earth, makes a humming noise. If you go to let's say you go to Uranus or you go to Pluto, they have a humming noise. If you're just standing out in space, you can hear all this musical instruments, hums coming from all these different realms. Now, because our wall, our veil here on Earth is thinning, the humming noise is going to be a little louder because we're hearing other realms that are kind of peeking through the veil. The veil is super, super thinning, and that vibrational hum or ring is coming from these other realms. And if you're hearing it in your ear, that is specifically your guides. The hum is getting louder for most people because they're more awakened to it than other people. Yes, you can Google we just got a question from Joanne, carry on again. Can I Google the planets and hear them? Absolutely. You can YouTube, let's say music coming from Uranus or music coming from Pluto, music coming from Mars, and it'll show you the different sounds that come from it. Let me see if I can pull one up. Let's sounds coming from Mars. Let's see what Mars sounds like, and we're gonna pull this up. Somebody said this one's freaky. Let's see if we get a sound off of it. I don't know how well of a sound it's gonna come off my speaker here, but all right. Here we go. Do you hear that? It's almost like a binaural loud tone. It's very loud. So that's just an example of what Mars sounds like. That's the space coming from space. That's the sound that they picked up. Our Earth makes our own tone and humming, and that's just basically, guys, the vibration that Earth is spinning at, or not so much spinning, but vibrating. That's the sound it vibrates. And Mars, that's the sound it vibrates. And Mars, I was surprised. It's very, very high pitched. It almost sounds like a binaural beat sound coming from music. But very, very cool. I'm glad we pulled that up. Great, great questions this time. Okay, Sarah Ross asks, what great crystals would be for fertility? And I have come up with a few for her. Carnelian is a great female stone. It kind of connects you to your sacral chakra because it has the orange hues to it. This is what it looks like on the live feed through Facebook. This is a tumbled, this is a round, flat piece. Carnelian is great. Peach moonstone I have behind me in the little sphere. Let me go that way. I'm going that way. Okay, there you go, guys. And moonstone itself, anything moonstone, there's rainbow moonstone, there's peach moonstone, there's regular moonstone, are great, great womanly stones. It connects you to the goddess and the moon, which regulates the cycling of your fertility and menstrual cycles. This is a great stone to even have if you're not trying to have a baby, okay? But peach moonstone itself is a great stone for someone trying to become pregnant. Peach moonstone is probably going to be your go-to besides regular moonstone. Also, rose quartz helps with unconditional love, loving yourself and loving what you have until a child comes. So it's appreciating what you have until that happens. Okay, Emily Chapman asks, any crystals that are good for a child, just like an adult, whatever they would be drawn to? Is there a guide showing them? Yes. Your crystals actually pick you, you don't pick them. So if you're being drawn to a specific crystal, it's for a reason. I've been very, very drawn to moonstone, rainbow or peach moonstone. I'm addicted to it lately in the past month. And I know it's not because I'm trying to get pregnant, it's more because I'm going through transitioning. We're actually introducing a new brand to the shop, and my oracle cards are now going to be published within the next year. So it's a lot of transitioning, and that's why I'm so drawn to it. So if you're being drawn to a crystal, it is for a reason, and just go with it. Your guides are trying to show you. And if you look that crystal up, 99% of the time you're going to see that that crystal has to do with what's going on in your life, and that it's going to assist and benefit you, okay? We did have another crystal question about how to cleanse. Okay, a lot of people think that you have to use like sage or put them in salt or put them in salt water. But because crystals are a perfect geometric pattern, they are not unbalanced. They have a perfect geometric pattern, whereas we ourselves have a whole bunch of geometric patterns going on with our liver, our hearts, our throats, our eyes, all this stuff. There's different geometric patterns. And basically, you don't have to technically cleanse it. I think when people think of saging or putting it in salt water, I think it's more of an intimate cleansing. You're trying to bond with that crystal and get to know it, and that's great. You guys should continue doing that if you feel like you want to cleanse the crystal. But basically, it's just getting it to its regular vibration, and you can just simply, and I know that was probably loud for my radio listeners, but that is what's called a singing bowl. And basically, you just tap it and play, and you can even go on YouTube and look up, and it's free, singing bowls, and just play singing bowls all day for them. That's what we do in the shop. We just put a speaker in the middle of the room, we play singing bowls, and they all just get retuned. A crystal's not unbalanced, it just retunes itself by the singing bowls, okay? It just vibrates at its regular vibration. Okay. Again, with the depression crystals, smoky quartz, citrine, sunstone, green aventurine. I'm going to kind of show these to the viewers on Facebook. This is a sunstone. Here's a round piece to it. A green aventurine, a smoky quartz, and even a shungite spa purifying steam bath is really great. What you do is you put this in water, and then you put hot water over top, and you steam yourself with the shungite, okay? Aventurine is great for compassion. It almost feels like you're not alone. It helps you feel warm and embraced, whereas the sunstone and the citrine kind of give you a zest for life, so they pop you out of the depression. Smoky quartz is a balancer of both. Let me shut that off real quick. Okay, and let's see. We have a question of crystals for multiple sclerosis and Lyme disease. Lyme disease is going to be clear quartz and a Himalayan. What I want to tell you guys about Himalayan is, and also selenite, and you can see my selenite lamp behind me is lit up, as you can see, and you guys here, you can see. It has negative ions that play a critical role in helping to keep your overall well-being and boost the immune system. Himalayan and selenite lamps provide negative ions to your environment. Basically, what negative ions are, if you've ever gone to the beach, you know how amazing it feels to put your feet in the sand, put your feet in the water. Any type of area like this, or maybe on a high mountaintop where it's really breezy and there's, you know, a nice air flowing and the trees are green and it's serene. These are places that have negative ions. And what negative ions are, they are just a high vibrational area that make you feel amazing and kind of just uplift your spirit. That's what selenite and Himalayan lamps do. I have them placed all over the house. I have them in every room. And they just give comforts and serene feels to them. Himalayan also purifies the air. So let's say, for example, there's a cold going around the house and you don't want to catch it. It will cleanse the air that it's in. So a great place to have a selenite and a Himalayan is in your bedroom. The selenite will actually help you with nightmares and calming down nightmares, while as your Himalayan will take care of asthma, cold issues, anything that you're having issues with the air, purifying the air, okay? So they do amazing things in their own different ways. Kathy Kissick asks, crystals for migraine. We have a migraine roll-on that is essential oils and herbs that I had come up with. It's part of the Divine Medium brand, and you roll it on your wrists. It is on the website crystalcovespa.com, and you can throw some crystals in there, a selenite, amethyst, and a clear quartz points. So when you have a headache, let me see if I can find it. Okay, here's a clear quartz point. And what you basically do when you have a headache, and what I do with the amethyst, is I put both on my head. I try not to take any pills. Pills just have side effects. This is going to, if you just lay with it for about 20 minutes, should calm you down. So basically, you want to put, I'm just going to do the clear quartz for right now, but clear quartz at a point, and as you can see, it's at a point. It's going to draw all that activity out of your head, okay? And it directs the negative energy and pain away from the body. So as it's pointed out, it's going out in the other direction, not leaving it into your system. It's kind of like maybe having somebody that is a Reiki grandmaster. I'm a Reiki grandmaster, but it's like having a master Reiki practitioner kind of do this over your head. But you obviously can't do that standing there all day, so you just lay with this on top of your head and it draws all that activity out. Okay, so that's what a clear quartz point will do. And we have tons of clear quartz points at the shop for purchase. Okay, a lot of people asked about epilepsy and autism. I think children and people that have autism are just so interesting. The stuff that they do, the stuff that they say is not from this world. I just think that they are so unique and they know they're unique. It's great. The website for the shop, Danielle, is crystalcovespa.com. crystalcovespa.com. Okay, Jenny Johnson asked about epilepsy. So we're going to kind of show her that a lapis lazuli is great for epilepsy. My daughter has epilepsy and we kind of keep these crystals near her. Okay. Then a jasper, whether it's black or red, I don't have an example of it here with me, but a black or red jasper is also great for epilepsy. Now for autism, anything that's light blue to blue. So you're going to want to go towards like an angelite. It's a light blue. And amazonite's kind of like a greenish blue. Then you have blue lace agate, which is really great. Blue lace agate is also a great stone for somebody that has any kind of mental disability. Maybe they have bipolar, maybe they're having borderline psychosis. This with journaling, keeping a blue lace agate with you while you're journaling is such a great thing to have while you're trying to release all that mental anguish. It is a great stone. Also, blue kyanite is a great meditative stone, okay? So anything that's light blue to dark blue is going to be a great one for autism. Also sodalite as well. And let me see if I have a sodalite. I do. Now the difference between sodalite and lapis, a lot of people get it mixed up because they do look very much identical in the colors. What you're going to find in lapis is little pyrite pieces. So you're going to see little tiny gold specks all through the crystal. That's how you distinguish its lapis from sodalite, okay? So we're going to wrap this up. Our radio show on iHeartRadio, A1R, and Moonstruck TV is almost through. You guys can find me on thedivinemedium.com, on Facebook, The Divine Medium, and also the mentoring medium where the students go to learn and absorb information. We do a lot of live feeds every Tuesday. Shopping sprees for the crystals. Christmas is coming up, so catch us with the shopping sprees where you guys can get a lot of deals. We make you a basket, we send you an invoice, super easy, over online, everything's shipped out, great for you guys to just stay in your jammies and shop live. And you can find us on Instagram, The Divine Medium, and also subscribe to the YouTube channel, The Divine Medium, where you guys are not going to skip a beat on the videos. If you couldn't find a video on Facebook, it's going to be on the YouTube channel. So find us there.
You know, when there's only 30 seconds, I can only give you a minute and a half.
I know.
You know, that's it. Anyway, we just went over a little bit. It wasn't that bad at all. It was an awesome show as usual.
Thank
Good
you.
job. You know, one thing that we do with Amanda, and we could probably start doing with you as well, is when she holds up products, if you hold them still,
Okay.
you kind of hold it, you know, whenever you lift them up. I've got another camera. I can zoom in on it and kind of like fade into it and get like close-ups of each thing.
Okay, yeah, I can do that. That's awesome.
Yeah, we'll do that next week.
Okay,
All
great.
Good job. Have a great week.
You too, honey. Thank you.
Yes, ma'am. Bye.
Bye. Great show, guys. One thing I did, love my crystals, got my package today. That's awesome, Marlene. One thing I didn't get to go over, guys, real quick was I get a lot of people asking what crystal books they would, what crystal books are good to go by, and I like the Crystal Healer. The reason I like the Crystal Healer is it does go through all the crystals, you know, it goes over, you know, where they commonly can be found, their astrological association, where best on the chakras you can place them, and any healing qualities. And it kind of just gives a brief one. It's not going to be real in-depth. Another great one is the Ultimate Guide to Crystals and Stones. And this one is just great overall. It doesn't necessarily go over the crystals per se, but what different shape crystals are best, how you can use them. There's different, like, let's see, I'm just going to kind of point things out here. Crystal method to create a psychic shield, which I just went through not too long ago with somebody attacking me on Messenger. I woke up and this lady's freaking out because somebody said something and she associated it with me and said she was going to attack me with a psychic war. And I'm like, you can't be of God or goodness, because God doesn't do psychic wars. That's more of the other side of things. So yeah, if that's something you believe in, I guess you can use that kind of method, which I don't really believe in that stuff. It's more of an intent. Like, I get questions all the time, you know, do you believe in curses? If I have a curse on me, how does it help me? Or what things can help me if I have a curse on me? If you give belief in things like that, you're actually making it real to you, because that's your perception. So you want to kind of just make sure that your mindset is not honing in on something like that, because you can actually create it and pull it in. What you're thinking and pushing out is going to come back to you. So, but there's other great things here, like basic energy layout crystals. Like, it shows you where to place certain crystals if you're trying to achieve certain things. Like, for example, like a chakra balancing, it shows you the layout and what crystals to use and why. So that's a great one to do. I was just saying, train your mind. Train your mind. Here's some crystals to help you train your mind. If you're feeling depressed, and it shows you what crystals are great and how to not dwell on old memories or certain things like that. So I just think this is a great one. Like, here's quartz crystals. It goes over all the quartz crystals, all the different shapes. Amanda says she has the first book and it's good. Yeah, there's a lot of crystal books, guys, I could show you. I have a ton back here. Okay, we have the Crystal Workshop, Crystal Prescriptions, Crystal for Beginners. Let me see that one. Let's see what this one is. I'm gonna put these ones over here, because I use those often. So we're gonna put those back. Okay. Okay, crystals for beginners. Let's see. 10 crystals for everyone. Oh, it does go kind of more in depth in crystals. And I think it's the basics like amethyst, black tourmaline, carnelian, fluorite, clear quartz, hematite. These are all the basics. Rose quartz, smoky quartz, turquoise. I wouldn't normally use turquoise, but turquoise is great for healing. But I think amazonite or chrysocolla comes pretty close to that. The other two, Jamie, are the Ultimate Guide to Crystals and Stones. We use it in the shop often. It's one of our go-to crystal books. The other go-to book that we use a lot is the Crystal Healer book. I sometimes will use Crystals for Healing. I use that book a lot. We sell all these books, guys, by the way. Any book we use in the shop, we do sell. Even Crystals for Beginner. All these books I have are all in the shop. Let me see. Oh, it goes through. Oh, these are some great. This is a great book. I like this book. 40 Crystals to Know. Agate, amazonite. I like how they go through, and it's pretty in depth. I like this book. This book is really good. I didn't know this one did this. I didn't really look at this one. I think I took it from the shop and just kind of put it in my section and didn't really think about it. Amber, ametrine. Okay, here's the difference between ametrine. It's amethyst and citrine. So basically you're taking your citrine, which is in my water, and an amethyst. It's amethyst and citrine, and you can actually see the yellow in the purple, it's an ametrine. It's a citrine amethyst mixed together. And we do have that in the shop as well. Okay, so let's see. We have another crystal we're getting into the shop is called Apache Tear. So once that gets in, guys, we'll put a post up and a link to the website to purchase it. This crystal, we just had somebody call in and ask us when we were getting it in. And the reason why is because she went to a funeral and she said the difference in people with this crystal at the funeral was amazing. She said, when are you guys getting more in? Because I'd like to get everyone that was at the funeral one of these. Apache Tear is a great, great stone to have when you're dealing with grief or upset situations, mainly with funerals and people that are dealing with death. Apache Tear is probably one of my favorites. We had it in the shop for a while and then it wasn't really selling, so I pulled it from the shelf. But we are definitely going to be getting it in because I've had probably about 4 people ask me about it within the last 2 weeks. And I'm just like, what's happening? So I guess people are really drawn to the Apache Tear now. And we're going to get it back into the shop. So anybody that's really drawn to that crystal, we will have it again for you guys. We're going to be getting a lot of different crystals in that you guys have never heard of. What I like about this crystal book is it goes through crystal prescription. Sorry, somebody was trying to call in. There is a book called What Does Citrine Do for You in Your Water? It actually is a, Dee, if you watched the live feed in the beginning, yes, Amanda, not tonight, but yeah, I have a date with Justin tonight. So that won't be, I won't be going live tonight. He and I have not seen each other in a while, and he asked me to go out on a date. So I'm like, yeah, you don't have to ask. So yeah, so we're gonna reconnect tonight because we haven't really seen each other. But yeah, Amanda, let me see what I didn't ask about crystals. Oh, okay, Amanda. But today, I made today a crystal day just because a lot of people had a lot of questions for Christmas on crystals and what to get for people for presents. So I wanted to kind of attack the crystal issue. But yeah, these books are really, really great. And what I was getting at, I'm going to get back to the citrine, but there's a book called Crystal Prescriptions. Almost fell. Don't want that. Crystal Prescriptions. This is a great one. This one over here is kind of almost the same thing. And basically what this one does here is, like, you can look up your issue. This one goes anxiety. This one goes change, if you're trying to look for some change in your life, depression, grounding. It goes through topic, okay, and then kind of tells you what to do with the crystals, and there's different prescriptions you can come up with. Also, this one goes through like different diagnosis. So let's say, for example, acid reflux, acne, addictions, overcoming addictive behavior, adhesions. Now we're in the C's. It goes by letter, so you can easily find it. Calming, emotional calming, fear calming, mental calming, physical calming. So it's really, really cool. It just goes through detail, and it's called Crystal Prescriptions. We have this at the shop. It's amazing. I love this book. I go to this when I really need to look up something. I'm going to actually stick that here with me. But yeah, Crystals for Beginners, great, great book. It also does the same thing with the prescription where you have anxiety and mantra. I'm going to kind of go over that real quick. A mantra is, this one says, I am peace. And while you're holding a piece of amber, or I would actually go to like a kyanite or an angelite if you're doing anything with calming or embracing compassion and calm, those would be the ones. And I am peace, you would just basically montage or mantra the crystal and just hold it and think of the phrase over and over again. This is actually a great way to train your mind to meditate properly without your mind wandering. And that's why we make mala beads. We have a whole bunch coming in that I've made for the Christmas season. We'll go through that through a shopping spree. But basically what the crystal mala bead does is a lot of people think it's like a rosary, but it is, but it isn't. Basically, you're training your mind to think of one topic, one phrase, and the second it starts wandering, it brings you back to what you're doing again. So let's say, for example, I am peace. So you would say, I am peace, I am peace, I am peace, I am peace. And the second my mind starts to wander, I bring it back to, okay, I am peace. It's a great way to train your mind to think of your mantra instead of your mind wandering. It's a great trainer for that, okay? Let's see. Another thing I wanted to go over, guys, is your pendulums, your crystal pendulums, okay? A lot of people say, I don't know which one to pick. And basically, when I first got into pendulums, I was in Massachusetts, and he had a whole bunch of them, like how we have at the shop. They're on this thing, and they just sit there like this. And he said, well, basically, I said, what are these? And he goes, pendulums. I go, what do they do? And he said, well, they help you answer questions. And I said, okay. And I go, wow, how do you pick? He goes, really? You just go up and say in your mind, or you can say out loud, which one wants to go home with me? So I said that. I said it in my head. I said, which one wants to go with me? And like 5 of them started doing this. And I'm like, I'll take these. I was new to the crystals. I didn't know what I was doing. But I love my pendulum. I still actually have this one. This one was from when I first got them. I still have this one. So that was from the pics that I got. Okay, so basically with a pendulum, you're asking it, show me yes, mine's always circles, and then show me no, and you're gonna immediately see it go into a straight line. You don't wanna use your hand, you don't wanna move your hand. I get a lot of people going, look, it's moving. Like, you're cheating, that doesn't even count. So you don't wanna move your hands. You want to let it do its thing, okay? And it's doing a circle. So I asked in my head, show me yes. And you're asking questions. Now, here's where we're going to draw a border, okay? You don't want to go reading people with this, okay? Let's say, for example, somebody passed away, and all of a sudden you think they're giving you answers for how they passed, or you feel like you have to give this message to someone. Don't go doing that. You don't want to push anything on somebody that didn't openly ask you for that information. It's called a medium etiquette. You want to be respectful of that person, and you don't want to push something on them that they have never asked you for. So let's say, for example, you are getting answers for someone that passed. Okay, keep it to yourself. You can openly say, hey, I think I was talking to someone and I don't know. But honestly, all in all, you don't want to be going and upsetting someone just because you got some answers on a pendulum, which you don't deeply know are the correct answers. Because I get a lot of people saying, well, my pendulum isn't making sense. Like, it's telling me one thing and it doesn't make sense. That could be, and most likely 99% of the time what's happening is, let's say, for example, you started talking to your guide and all of a sudden a spirit came in and started answering questions, okay? Now, the difference between that is your guide, let's say my guide Maria always uses circles for yes, straight line for no, and then all of a sudden I'm asking questions and I'm like, Maria, that doesn't even make sense. Like, your answers are like cattywampus, it doesn't even make sense. And then you say to it, show me yes, and all of a sudden it's a straight line. And then show me no is a circle. So the answers just changed on you. Why? Because a spirit came in and you're no longer talking to the guide anymore. They don't have to give you a heads up that, hey, I'm done talking. Okay? They're not going to give you a heads up unless you're connected here, like I am. Like if Yvonne's talking, like if I see her messing with her pendulum, she'll go, well, that doesn't make sense. I go, were you just talking to your guide? And she'll go, yeah. And I go, you're not talking to her anymore. I go, you're talking to somebody else. She goes, oh. I go, you got to re-ask, show me yes, show me no. And she's like, okay, this is when you want to clear that up, okay? But again, let's say, for example, you do get some answers for somebody that passed. Don't go pushing that information on somebody. You don't know if they're going to be accepting of it. They might even be angry about it and not even be open to any of this. They might not even be open to a pendulum. The whole thing for a pendulum, guys, is basically a pendulum is just to kind of reconnect you to yourself, your higher self, your answers for yourself. And you don't want to kind of use that information on anybody else, okay? If somebody is using your crystals or your pendulum, always, always, always retune them before you start using them again, because I did get that question. Is it okay my daughter wears my jewelry, or is it okay my son's playing with my crystals? Yes, it's okay, because crystals do absorb energy, so you want to retune them to their original tuning so that then you can use them yourself. So you want to make sure that you're retuning them. I think I'm not getting your question or your answers here, so I'm going to go on the live feed. Oh wait, there you are. Marlena, your pyrite, which kind of looks like this. Some people have a heart-shaped one, but this is what pyrite looks like. And pyrite pulls in abundance and money. And Marlena's asking where she should place hers to pull in the best abundance possible. And you want to kind of place your pyrite or place your money grid near a door where you go in and out. Sorry, somebody was trying to call in again. And basically you want to put it at a near door, maybe a back door you enter and go in and out of, or maybe a front door you go in and out of. That's going to pull in and it's going to attach to you each time you go in and out, and it'll be a great place to place your money crystals. Now, somebody just asked, there goes my paper. Somebody just asked, how do you retune crystals? You want to use a singing bowl or a high-pitched tune. Singing bowl is great. You just do that. I don't want to annoy your ears. A singing bowl is great. You can go on YouTube and look up singing bowls and play singing bowls. Let's see. I can do that now for you guys. And I'll show you real quick. Let's go to youtube.com. It's free. You don't have to pay for it. If you have a singing bowl, use that. Singing bowl is great because it's right there. And it has, it's a better form for that for that crystal to have that noise right there. But YouTube, singing bowl, it's fine. It does the same thing. Let's see, singing bowls. And I always go to the first one. It says 9 hours Tibetan healing sounds. It's the first one that comes up. And an ad comes up first. We're gonna kind of skip the ad. Skip ad, and we're gonna play. Okay, that is singing bowls. I don't know if you guys can hear that. No, Linda, it doesn't. But you are going to get a louder sound with certain singing bowls. So really, it's really up to you. See how that one was like a deeper sound and the other one was like a more high-pitched sound? The deeper, it's gonna be the bigger the singing bowl. The higher pitched ones are going to be a little bit littler. That's definitely a deep in singing bowl that one's playing. Let's skip ahead and see if they play any other ones here. Okay, now those sound like wind chimes, and then a little bowl. Okay, now those ding dings are, we're gonna be selling them for you guys, but it's those, I can't remember what they're called. You played them in school. They had like little tubies and you just played them with like the little drums and they made noise. You guys know better than me. I can't remember I'm having a brain fart, but it's very, very cool. We're gonna be selling those on top of the singing bowls. Those are wind chimes. Wind chimes are great. Wind chimes are anything that has a bell, yes. A xylophone, there you go. Xylophones, we're gonna be selling xylophones. We have really cool wind chimes coming in that are really neat. So wind chimes, singing bowls, bells, anything that has this high-pitched noise is going to retune your crystal, okay? Thank you for making me remember a xylophone. I had a brain fart. Okay, so now with the citrine. Now somebody had asked, I'm going to throw in a clear quartz, okay? You don't want to go doing sunstone. Sunstone does not go in, even though it's a great pick-me-up stone. You don't want to put it in water. You can have it sitting near you while you're drinking your water. But basically, if you're feeling depressed because we have the cold weather coming in, everybody's feeling like hibernated, you want to do a citrine and a clear quartz to amplify that citrine. Let it sit overnight and then drink the water, okay? I can tell you the water tastes so different. Use the experiment that I told you guys. Get 2 glasses of water, put 1 with crystals, and then put 1 with just a word intent or a prayer over it. Like you can just take your cup. I don't know if you guys, yeah, you guys can see. And just kind of do this and do a mini prayer. This water is going to make me feel healthier. It's going to remove toxins. And you're doing this whole little kind of mini ritual over your water. And then try drinking both sets of water, and you can see the taste in the water is so different. It's so different. But wait about 15 minutes before you start drinking it, okay? To see the difference in the water. Tumbled, yes, you do not want to put a raw piece. This is a raw piece. You don't want to put something like this in or something like this in. You want to go more smooth, okay? Smooth. But again, go to thecrystalcovespa.com. Then you're going to want to hit the crystals tab at the top. And then on the crystals tab, you will see a yellow word that says toxic. It says right at the top, find out which of these crystals are toxic to place in water. Click the word toxic, and it takes you to the list of toxic crystals you do not want to put in water that we have on our website, okay? I update that list as much as I can so that you guys know which crystals to use. Well, Melissa, the reason I say wait overnight, and it acclimates to the water better as opposed to 15 minutes. But the reason I say that is because a lot of people will forget to do the depression prescription, vitamin C, whatever you want to call it, in the morning. So I tell people, leave it right next to your bedside so that when you wake up, it's immediately right there and down it goes. And your day is set for you, okay? Rebecca Gann, we do not yet. But this is mainly what it looks like. That big one next to it is also peach moonstone. That's a light color peach moonstone, and this is a darker peach moonstone. And thank you to Kelly. She brought it back to the shop, and I switched it out with another one because this one wouldn't shut up. It kept talking to me. So I had to bring it home with me. So Kelly brought it back to the shop, and we switched hers out with one that she was drawn to, and she had a set of 3 that she got to pick from. So I'm grateful that she brought it back, and now he gets to sit in my little front room here with me in my office with his little buddy back there. So yeah, this one wouldn't leave me alone. It wanted to be home with me. So there you go. There's that one. Okay. No, you don't want to put raw fluorite in. You want to do a tumbled piece like this, okay? This is a tumbled fluorite. You do not want to put a raw one in. The peach moonstone is really, really good for, its main cause is to help you with pregnancy, getting pregnant. That's mainly what it does. But I'm not getting pregnant, so its intent for me, and I know its intent for me, is to help me with change, because I haven't read in about 3 months. I've been taking a sabbatical so that I can work on the oracle cards, my book, and the shop mainly, because we are doing a new brand of product that I'm making, and I'm not ready to share, but a lot of people love the Lady Gaga Fibro Blend. It's been so popular, we haven't been able to keep it in the shop. It's selling off the shelves. The same thing with the migraine roll-on and the anxiety roll-on. So I thought, let me see what I can do for cancer patients or kids with ADHD. I'm even going to the extent of making product for your hair to keep it healthy. Shampoos, conditioners, tonics for your face to keep your face healthy. These are things that will be coming to the shop. We have named it Willow Sage. I love the name, it just popped. And the whole front room of the shop will be all healing health products. And we'll have a separate website, so you guys can actually go to that website, willowsage.shop. And it's not up and running yet, but shampoos, conditioners, everything, and Amazon has gotten in on the deal, so we'll be putting stuff on Amazon for everybody to buy, as well as the website. So it's been a process, and I have so much news coming in the next year that I'm under contract, cannot talk about. I'm excited for it, but I cannot talk about it. But yeah, I'm really excited for the new part of the shop, and we're building offices and new rooms. There's gonna be, we have a lot of Wiccans that come in and ask for stuff. So I hired a specialist that deals with Wiccan stuff, because I don't go by a religion. I go by spirituality, but we don't want to dismiss anybody coming into the shop. When heaven accepts everyone, we accept everyone at the shop, and we don't dismiss anybody. So I want everybody to feel that they can come to the shop for these things. So we are creating a room for Wiccans, specifically to come and get items that they really want. So Melissa said, oh man, I just spent $100 on hair products. Yeah, these products are going to be really, really healthy for yourself. Obviously, you can see that my hair is, I use my own stuff in my hair. So yeah, you can see that it does work. And I want to bring that kind of stuff for you, to you guys as well. But I had so much fun today. Do the singing bowls, guys, for your crystals. They'll love you for it. It makes, it just makes them feel so much better. Also, guys, if you guys go to the websites and you are going to be inboxing us about a question, remember to attach your name, because sometimes it'll just say visitor with a number, and I don't know who the visitor is, so I can't inbox them back. It doesn't attach an email, nothing. So when people do that, I can't inbox them back with questions. So you can call the shop for questions. Let me see if I can attach that here for you guys. I'm gonna do that real quick for you. Okay, there you go. That's the shop number. You guys can call for any crystal questions, any questions you may have that you don't want to go to the website for, especially scheduling. If you inbox about scheduling, you're just going to get redirected back to that number, because Yvonne deals with the schedule, no one else. So by calling her, you're going to deal with her. Nobody online is going to be able to do it for you. So if you're interested in getting scheduled in for a reading, which I'm going to be starting back up this month actually, get on the waiting list. And if you get on the waiting list, you're going to get in faster than trying to call 2 weeks from now, where we already have people lined up in the book. So get in now while you can, okay? All right, guys, that's it. If you guys have any questions, call the shop, or you can inbox. My team will do their best to answer. They'll probably ask me the question and it gets relayed, because I don't answer the messages. I have a team that does that for me, because there's too much messages coming in from all the media sites. So I have a team that deals with that. So if you have a question, call the shop. I'm going to put it up again so you have it, or inbox, and my team will do their best on answering. Go to the websites, thedivinemedium.com, to check over readings or anything that's coming up. The crystalcovespa.com is the crystal metaphysical shop, and then Willow Sage will be coming out here soon with the website, where you guys can get healing beauty products and anything to deal with health, mental health, physical health. Okay, guys? You guys have been great. I love you. Thank you for joining in on the radio show today. If you guys have questions, inbox or call. Okay? Love you guys. See you soon.